Hello again, IntoTubes, and welcome back to our series, You Don't Need No Dang Realtor to Sell Your House. This is segment number 2 regarding online marketing and episode number 2 in that segment. And today we're talking about social media and its power in reaching as many eyeballs as humanly possible. Now, speaking of human beings, we know that most of human attention is captured these days by social media, for ill or for good, probably more for ill. But we're going to talk about the good ways we can employ it to our own goals. So it's no mistake that we're all walking around with our phones on our faces these days. Facebook, Instagram, and all of the like, they are in a competition for human attention. And the more time you spend on their platforms, the better they are able to monetize your attention in doing what they want, which is making money. That's what we're all here to do, right? So we're going to talk about how to use that to your own advantage and use it to your own goals. So let's double click a little bit. Now, the reason that these platforms are so powerful is really the network effect. Most of us at this point in our lives, I can assume, have probably sold something or other on Facebook Marketplace, right? It's not too hard to spin up a Facebook Marketplace ad to sell a motorcycle, for instance. Take a couple of pictures, slap a little description on there, and wait for the messages to roll in. Hopefully somebody finds you. But as real estate professionals, people who are trying to leverage the power of the network effects in places like Facebook and Instagram to sell your home, we are trying to get your listing in front of as many people as possible by using these platforms. Now, most of us also understand that you can kind of cross-pollinate your posts between Meta and Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, if you'd like. There are others you can use. Those don't cross-pollinate, so you're going to be using individual ads on those platforms and managing them. But there's always a way to share from one platform to another and from one group of individuals to another. And that's what we're looking to do here. As real estate professionals, what we look to build are vast networks of not only our own friends, clients, acquaintances, whomever, but also the friends, clients, acquaintances of all the other realtors that we know, and the friends, clients, acquaintances of all of our own circles. So what we like to do is we share the ever-loving dickens out of each other's stuff, and it serves to grow that network effect exponentially very fast. So let's say I have 500 people in my personal network. Spectrum Real Estate Consultants with our entire team, maybe we have 2,000, 3,000 people in our own network. Those individuals have still many, many more individuals in their own circles who, if we can get them to share, like, tag, repost on Twitter, X these days, it's going to expand the number of eyeballs that are looking at your property extraordinarily fast by orders of magnitude. So that's what you're trying to recreate. So what we'd like you to do, if you are selling your own property and trying to leverage social media, is really schedule time to reach out to your network and ask them, like, hey, can you share my listing? I'm trying to get my house sold. I know you got a decent following on your social media platforms, whatever it is. Can you push this out? Can you tag me? Can you tag, can you put some hashtags in there? So, speaking of hashtags, let's talk about that. On places like Facebook, Meta, you can pay to boost your advertised audience, right? So if you are putting out a property listing, you can spend some dollars on advertising that is going to specifically widen the number of people in the audience that are going to see that listing at all in their feeds without having to get your friends to share it. That's powerful. On Facebook and Instagram, you can do what are called hashtags. If you are unfamiliar yet, these are searchable keywords that if you enter, let's say, property for sale in Lincoln, Rhode Island as a keyword, there are hashtags that will group all of the content that has that hashtag together when you search, and then you can review all of that content. So it seems great, and not use something broad like real estate for sale. There are probably, millions of pieces of content associated with real estate for sale as a hashtag, so why wouldn't you want that many eyeballs? Actually, it works in the reverse. If you are using such a broad hashtag, you're going to get buried in the search results and nobody's ever going to see your listing potentially. So, do your own research. There's a lot of different tips and tricks to this, but we like to use a metric of something less than 50,000 potential pieces of content that are associated with that hashtag, and that'll hopefully get you to show up somewhere in those rankings. Now remember, what we are trying to do with our online presence is, for lack of a better term, stop the scroll. Stop people from just mindlessly flicking through real estate ads, and that happens through those photographs. So we talked about that in the last segment. Once you've got them to stop scrolling, engagement is really where you want the next piece to go. We want people not just to stop and look and then maybe show up to the open house. That's a great thing. But if we want your property listing to climb up in the rankings when people are scrolling, we need engagement. So yes, you need really polished photos to stop the scroll. Yes, you need a thoughtful property description to get people to understand what your property is all about. But then we want to kind of trick the algorithm a little bit here by getting people to engage. And how do we get folks to do anything? Really, we got to ask questions. Little tricks like asking for a poll. Hey, give me a 1 to 10. Give me your 1 to 10 on this property. What do you think? Is it a 5? Is it an 8? Let people respond that way. Polls are a good way. Asking questions. Hey, what do you think about this pool? Is it a gift or a curse? How do you feel about pools in general as a detail of a property? And let people engage. Making sure you comment on your own listings, your own posts, saying like, hey, I'm here to answer any questions if you have them. Please reach out if you just need some information general on property or my property in specific. Let me know and I'll answer you down in the comment section. Asking people for engagement is what's going to create engagement. It's really what you need to do. And as we said, really pumping your own network. That's the crux of the biscuit with social media advertising. It's not just throwing your listing out on Facebook Marketplace like a motorcycle and hoping somebody calls. You really have to spool up that network effect. And the more times you get your friends or acquaintances to share this, or other real estate professionals to share this listing, the more people are going to find it, and the more bodies are going to show up through the door when it comes time for your open house or your showings. Now, if you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. I know this seems like a lot, but you guys wanted to learn how to sell your house without a realtor, and we're going to teach you how. If at any point you start to feel like this is just like out of your league and a little over your head, just give us a call. We're happy to answer any questions. If you still want to go it on your own, and obviously the reverse, if you'd like to hire a real estate professional, we're here for you then as well. Thank you for your time and attention, because that's what we're after here. We'll see you on the next segment.